right, it's time to get up on feet. Make it loud, because here we go. Please welcome your Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, with Sidney Crosby questionable before tonight's game, and now Chris Kunitz an injury scratch, the Penguins had to dip into their farm system today for tonight's game against the New Jersey Devils. They have 6 right-hand shooters in their lineup, and they had a couple of righties they could have called upon in Wilkes-Barre, but instead they wanted a lefty. And his name is Scott Wilson, a 7th-round pick, Bob, in 2011.
Yes, he is. Played 3 years at UMass Lowell, and he's a guy that puts up big plus-minus numbers, good on both sides of the puck. He's got 12 points down at Wilkes-Barre, and a guy like Scott Wilson is going to fit into Mike Johnson's 3rd line here tonight. We'll see how much ice time he gets, but great chance for Scott Wilson.
This is the second of 5 meetings between the Penguins and the Devils this season. Penguins beat them 8-3 here in Pittsburgh on the 28th of October. They did not have their top goal scorer in the lineup for that game.
Yes, that's 32-year-old Mike Camilleri, and Camilleri's the guy that has really put up numbers against the Penguins in his career. You remember him as a Canadian, and he's a guy that's great on the power play, can make some plays in a team that needs all the scoring they can get.
Let's go down on the ice for tonight's national anthem, Penguins and Devils on Root Sports.
And a police officer in Uniontown. Please welcome Sergeant First Class Kurt DeFore. Please rise, remove your hats, and direct your attention to the flags above the scoreboard. At this time, please welcome back David Toole as together we all sing the Star-Spangled Banner.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Penguins and Devils, let's take a look at our Rivers Casino tips to win.
Well, the Penguins worked on dumping the puck yesterday. I think they may have to do that again if the Devils are going to stack it up on the blue line. How about more offense from the D? We saw Ehrhoff get on the board for the first time, and Bortuzzo, and the Penguins are looking to get to that power play. They scored 3 power play goals in the last meeting against the Devils, where they scored 8 goals in total, and that man there gets a chance to shut the door tonight.
6-4 in his last 10 starts against the Devils. 9-1 in his last 10 home starts against them. He plays better against New Jersey here in Pittsburgh, and Corey Schneider has played in every game this year except for 1 for the New Jersey Devils. He could be on his way to playing 80 games this year. Mike Johnston having to juggle his lineup a little bit tonight, not knowing who was going to be available to him, and Pete DeBoer under a lot of pressure right now. His team 2 games under 500 and struggling. They are 1-6 in their last 7. From the opening draw, Patrick Elias dumps the puck, tried to anyway. He was bumped there in the neutral zone by Blake Como. Now the Devils try the right side of the ice, and Eric Jelena and Severson will dump it into the Penguins zone behind the net. Scott Gomez is back with the Devils, centering a line between Elias and Yager. And the shot from the right point is blocked away to the near side and picked up now on the right wing by Blake Como. Como swooping off to his off wing. He likes to trade sides, but he's stripped of the puck by Damon Severson. And now the Devils come to center, and Elias will backhand it inside the line. Olli Maatta ahead now for Christian Ehrhoff. He feeds it into the middle where it's tapped up into the right wing corner of the Devils zone by Patrick Hornquist. Nick Spaulding, Sidney Crosby, and Patrick Hornquist. The trio for the Penguins. Hornquist throws it to the net, actually just trying to get it in the area where Sidney Crosby was. And now the Devils just work it back to neutral ice. Ehrhoff, who scored his first goal as a Penguin on Saturday night in Carolina, working with Olli Maatta, who dumped it in. Peter Harold goes back to get it now for New Jersey. And he will lug it with a lot of ice to work with. He gains the red line and dumps it into the Penguin zone. Olli Maatta backhanded it off the glass over to the near wall where it's taken by Scott Wilson, his first shift in the NHL. Over to Downey. Downey will dump the puck right to the net. Schneider steers it away. Downey gets to his own rebound. Sends it behind the net for Wilson. Wilson described as a guy who can do everything pretty well. He's not great at any one thing. He's a complete player. He's got the puck right now. Played at UMass Lowell. Played in the Frozen Four right here in Pittsburgh. And now to center ice, it's Eric Gelinas. He will dump the puck into the Penguin zone. It's stopped there by Marc-Andre Fleury for Rob Scuderi. He backhands it up the wall where it's taken on the right wing by Steve Downey. Into the middle now for Sutter. Brandon Sutter dumps it to the corner. In there against Severson, who pushed it behind the net for Gelinas. Up the right wing now for Steve Bernier. Bernier headmans the puck. He finds Ruutu. Ruutu swings it over to the near side. Severson got a piece of it to direct it to the Penguin zone, but he has to go to the bench. The Devils shuffle the deck as Craig Adams comes to center. He is bumped in the neutral zone there by Jordan Tootoo. Very physical player. Two Penguins went down there. And controlling the puck now is Andrew Ebbett from Pittsburgh. The Devils coming out physical here, at least on this shift. A couple of big hits.
Yeah, Dupre as well, though he responded with a big hit, and Bortuzzo with a crack on Yager in the first shift of the game that seemed to stagger the big fella.
This is Steven Giotto over the line. Goes left wing for Dinas Zubras, who fires it to the net. Blocked away by Fleury. Race for the puck to the corner. Bortuzzo and Tootoo. Zubras got there. There's going to be a penalty here. Interference.
Yeah, Tootoo. He stepped right into the path of Robert Bortuzzo, I believe. So Jordan Tootoo, yeah, he got one legal hit in. This one not. As Jordan Tootoo, former Predator amongst others, is going to get caught there for angling off Bortuzzo's ability to get to the puck. And the Penguins too get to that power play early in the hockey game. Robert Bortuzzo in the very first shift of the game, he said, ooh, hello, Mr. Yager. A little cross check to the lower back of Yager. He came off, punched over, and he's still, you can see him still kind of moving that body to make sure he's okay.
Jordan Tootoo no longer wears 2-2. He wears 2-0. And he's in the box, and the Penguins have a power play opportunity early here. They scored 3 power play goals on 7 chances against the Devils back on the 28th. That was back when the Penguins were getting a lot of scoring opportunities on the power play. They have had not more than 3 power play opportunities since November 8th. And that's incredible. They just are not getting as many opportunities as they were, but they've got an early one here and a chance to take the lead on the Devils, but it's cleared by Adam Larsson, who did not play in the game against Pittsburgh on the 28th. First round pick, 4th overall in 2011, finally getting an opportunity to play on a regular basis in New Jersey. Adam Larsson, number 5. Now Andy Green, number 6, goes back, moves it along for Larsson, couldn't get it out. Olli Maatta takes it. Maatta just left it there in the corner for Crosby. Sidney Crosby for Patrick Hornquist. Larsson gets to the puck, and he's able to get a lot on it to shoot it out, and it comes skipping up into the Penguins bench.
Well, the Penguins did score 3 power play goals in the first meeting. They did give up a shorthanded goal to Josefsson, but the 3 on the power play were the difference. Jaromir Jagr was off, and Malkin was able to score. And then Pascal Dupuis in the lineup scored a power play marker, and Steve Downey at the end of the deal. So the Penguins power play that was red hot, flipping over 40% at that time. Still on the power play here. The second unit with Downey, Como, and Sutter.
And from the draw, Paul Martin playing on the second power play unit. Olli Maatta had been playing there on Saturday night. Now it's Martin's turn as Sutter moves it back to Paul Martin. Martin shoots it and it was blocked by Dinas Zubras. In behind the net, the Penguins go to work. It's loose in front and poked away by Schneider to the corner. The Devils clear past Paul Martin. And going back to get it now is Simon Dupre, also an opportunity to play on the second power play unit. 41 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jordan Tootoo. Here comes Sutter. Sutter swooping to his left. Controlling the puck. Tap it off the wall for Como. Now to Paul Martin. Into the corner it goes. Martin will control it up top now for Dupre. Back to Martin. Now for Sutter. Hasn't scored in 5 games. Brendan Sutter. He wanted to go back to Martin, but Jakob Josefsson got a stick on it. By the way, he scored a shorthanded goal for the Devils back in the first meeting between these two clubs. He just went to the bench. They're down to only 3 seconds left on this penalty kill. So the Penguins will not score on their first power play chance of this one. And the UPMC Sports Medicine power play goes by the boards. And now up the right wing, off the stick of Zach Sill, who steers it in, but it's going to be an icing call against the Penguins.
Well, you mentioned Sutter. He hasn't scored in 5, but he's on the second power play. Watch, a skate comes up and clips him right in the visor, Steggy.
Oh.
And he's lucky right in front of the net, in front of Snyder, that he is wearing that visor. Hit him right there. He saw him coming off, adjusting that visor. We saw Paul Martin. He was cut yesterday in practice after a shot came up and hit him right in the eye, the left eye. So he's got stitches. Thank goodness the guys wear the visors.
Yelena's shot went wide of the net. Another shot from the point. This one is blocked right in front of Fleury. The Penguins protecting the house beautifully there. And Craig Adams slides the puck up into the Devils zone of the corner. In to get it goes Andrew Ebbett. Winds it around now for Ole Mata. Taking it away is Marek Zidlicki. And up the near wall. Ehrhoff kept it alive on the half boards. Sill tried to get a hold of it. Elias had it stripped away by Sidney Crosby, who stick handles beautifully. Crosby did not shoot the puck, could have there. Instead passed it for Craig Adams. And now it's cleared by the Devils back into the Penguin zone. So the Penguins are double shifting Crosby, putting him out there on that 4th line for a moment. Now he's out here with his regular unit. And the Devils control. Lead pass up the middle, Adam Henrique turns it back. Henrique was questionable too coming into this game with an upper body injury. He missed the last game, a 3-1 loss to the New York Islanders. And they're without Travis Zajac, their top center iceman. This is Nick Spaulding barging down the left wing against Severson. Crosby works it back now to Paul Martin, hit by Henrique. Camilleri tried to drag it ahead. He's on the wrong side of the puck right now. And here's Spaulding shooting, and a save made by Schneider. Martin tries to get over to the puck. Flushed away there by Green, and now for Damian Brunner. The Devils really struggling to get out of their own zone. They finally get it out to center ice. Camilleri drills it into the Penguin zone. Hard around. Jakob Josefsson right off the bench gets to the puck, but Paul Martin takes it away from him. Camilleri looked frustrated there. His team was stuck in its own end, and he never got a chance to get on the offense at all, and he went to the bench for a change.
Well, they were cheating. That's why they couldn't get the puck out of their own zone. The forwards were up at center ice looking for a quick break.
Romo Ruutu steers into the Penguin zone. Kaderi moves it behind the net for Dupre and up the wing. Tipped by Como into the middle and picked up now by Malkin. Malkin closing in on Zidlicki, and he was able to prevent him from getting a clean shot away. Following on is Magna. He passes to Malkin off his skate, and Ruutu goes the other way for the Devils. Hands it right to Evgeny Malkin. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Malkin moves it to Como.
Must be out for it, Steggy. There's no way they would have just dished it there blindly.
Here's Gionta with it. Gionta shoots it. Fleury blockers it away to the near side. Devils want to get the cycle going, but Ole Mata breaks that up. Puck up for grabs, and it's Magna working deep in his own zone. He's got it to the corner where Dinas Zubris reverses it back into the corner, and Ole Mata waiting for it there. Now for Christian Ehrhoff. And he moves it up the right side where Como will just flick it into the middle. Settled down there by Sutter, but then taken away and carried ahead now by Gionta. He's tripped up a bit as he dumps the puck into the corner. And Fleury decides he'd better freeze it. 3 shots for the Penguins, 2 for the Devils. Penguins failed to score on a power play, and there's no score. The boys played a trick on Scott Wilson tonight in the warm-up, Bob.
Yeah, they were all excited. They were going to go on the ice with him, but then they decided to stop and let Mr. Wilson get a taste of the NHL ice by himself. He gets the courtesy lap. Good stuff. Little indoctrination to the National Hockey League for the Oakville native. Oakville, Ontario, Scott Wilson on the ice right now.
Was tied for 4th on Wilkes-Barre Scranton's team with 12 points upon his recall. He had been playing with Andrew Ebbett and Jason Megna quite a bit prior to the recall of Megna. So there are 3 players in the lineup tonight who are very familiar with one another as line mates, but they're not together tonight. They're on different lines. Andrew Ebbett is playing on the 4th line. Wilson on the 3rd line. And Megna is playing on the 2nd line. And Yager steps into the Penguin zone, and Bortuzzo stepped up on him, and then getting up and firing the puck through the goal mouth was Ilyash. Now Peter Harrell takes it, so Bortuzzo seems to have a little vendetta going against Jaromir Jagr. Bortuzzo goes back for the puck. Jagr just turns away, and Paul Martin's got it, and Jagr will go back to the bench.
Well, that's the way you got to play against the leading scorers on the opposition. They can't be allowed to roam the ice, and Bortuzzo doesn't take stock in that name on the back. It doesn't matter. If you're coming down the ice with your head down, he's going to try to lay the beating on you. And Jagr, I guarantee you, will have his head up next time.
Lead pass up the middle to Henrique, skating into the Penguin zone. Surrounded by black jerseys, he dumps the puck deep. And a hit down there on Damian Brunner by Christian Ehrhoff. And now it is Green with it. He throws it to the front of the net. Back to the net, and Fleury able to make a save on a sharp angle shot that was taken by Camilleri. And that's one thing about Camilleri. He's always looking to score, no matter where he is in the offensive zone.
Another guy you got to play tough on, Camilleri.
Now the Penguins kind of let him roam the ice freely in that series against the Montreal Canadiens in 2010, and he scored 7 goals in 7 games. Here's a shot by Green that's off a skate, picked up now by Patrick Hornquist. And Hornquist will just push it up into the Devils zone, and Severson has it now for New Jersey. Look to the left side where it's taken by Ruutu, and he dumps into the Penguins zone. Fleury quickly out of the net there to play it nicely for Dupre. Now a battle for the puck behind the goal, and Dupre reached around Bernier to take it away from him. Sends it up the near boards and out to the neutral zone, where Malkin couldn't keep it on his stick, and it came back into the Penguin zone. And now the Devils trying to keep it there, but it's cleared up the wall by Dupre and into the New Jersey end of the rink. Back to get it goes Jakob Josephson, stolen away by Malkin, but there's going to be a penalty on Gino for doing that. So Malkin will pick up a penalty here for hooking up the man Josephson on the way to stealing the puck.
Yeah, the referee waited, but then when it turned into a breakaway, the hook of Josephson was enough to put Malkin in that box. Mike, the Devils always play a style that can clog up that neutral zone. You guys were working on stuff in practice the last couple of days where you're looking at things to break that?
Well, you want to get some speed there if you can, but you don't want to force plays. You want to make sure that you have direct passes, or you make an indirect pass off the boards to support in behind.
Have you liked the physical play from your defense already on their big guns?
Yeah, I thought we were good. One time at the blue line, we stood up Jagr there, and then I thought down low we were physical in the zone. We want to get in on the forecheck a little bit more.
Thanks, Mike.
Devils with a man advantage here and a chance to take the lead in the hockey game just past the halfway point of the first period. Only 3 shots apiece for the two clubs. And the Devils working the zone now. Jaromir Jagr works the half wall on the far side on this power play. Now Severson into the slot. Indirect pass there, kind of a redirect by Scotty Gomez. And his return to the Devils, just signed again by New Jersey in the last 24 hours. Scott Gomez was inactive and now back playing in the NHL again as the Devils are tortured by injuries, and they've brought him back. Gomez always likes to lug that puck on the power play. He doesn't bring it up this time as Ilyash dumps it around the horn. Over to get it is Scuderi. Now Spalling joins, and he chopped it, but it went up into the bench on the far side. Let's look at our UPMC Sports Medicine injury update, Bob.
Well, we got a few extras that we had to add. Chris Kunitz today undisclosed. Marcel Gottsch after blocking a shot. Chris Letang will be available Saturday, put on the IR, and Bo Bennett, Pascal Dupuis.
And we mentioned Gomez. I mean, Travis Zajac is out of the lineup right now. There he is. Zajac is out, and that's a big hole in their lineup, and Gomez has been signed. He's a big part of Devils history, Gomez. Here's Damian Brunner working it down low and out to Henrique, who just punched it wide of the goal. Great chance for Adam Henrique. Now Sutter tried to get it out, but it's held in by Jelena. Henrique works into the corner to Camilleri, and he sent it right through the goal mouth. Some dangerous centering passes here, looking for redirects or indirect passes that are supposed to be look like shots, but are actually passes. The Devils doing a lot of that right now. Misdirection stuff. Here's Henrique with it again. Goes back to the point. Jelena's got to go back and get it now at center ice with 33 seconds to go on the penalty to Malkin. Like Camilleri ahead to the defenseman Jelena, and he backhands it into the Penguin zone. Fleury right there, left it for Dupre. Hard off the glass and back up into the Devil's zone.
Penguins clears have been very direct, convincing, if you will, made with a lot of muscle as the Penguins get the puck down the ice again here on the power play, on the penalty kill against this Devil power play that was very dangerous in the first unit.
Now Zach Sill and Andrew Ebbett create some havoc in the Devils zone, preventing the Devils from getting a breakout. It comes to Bortuzzo, and he'll dump it back in, and that ends the penalty. Great job by Sill and Ebbett to force the Devils back into their own end and kill the rest of the penalty. Malkin is back. He's on the ice. The puck is dumped into the Penguin zone. Martin goes back to get it. Sends it up the near wall. Paul Martin and Scott Gomez were teammates. Those two working against one another down there in the corner right now. Now Elias, he's bumped by Bortuzzo. Another physical check by Bortuzzo to pry the puck free. And he's got the puck with Bortuzzo. When he gets back in the lineup, it's like he's shot out of a cannon. Now Andrew Ebbett will dump the puck into the Devil zone. 7:22 to go in the period. The Penguins looking to create some offense now. Crosby couldn't take the pass there as he was defended well by Peter Harold. But now Martin ahead to Hornquist, who steers it up into the Devil's zone.
Crosby and Malkin on the ice.
Right after the penalty kill, they don't kill, so they're out here working on the first shift after the penalty kill. Centering pass, Hornquist. He blasted it wide of the goal. Took a little bit off that shot. Just missed.
Yeah, it just wasn't quite in the wheelhouse, staying kind of between his feet to his left side, but good advantage having that right shooter out there.
Now the puck is dumped by the Devils of the Penguin zone. It bounces strangely right to where Ehrhoff can play it. Mata's pass for Hornquist went behind him. Sidney Crosby gets it, snaps it right on the tape for Scott Wilson. He'll dump it into the Devil zone and get in after it. Wilson has good speed. He's tenacious. He'll go to the net. He's got a good shot. He's got a good head for the game. And there's a lot of things that they say about him that make him a player who could play in the NHL for a long time. And it's just nice to see him finally get an opportunity to play up here. Wilson over there on the left wing wall, and the Devils pinched down, took it away, but now he'll step out of his own zone with the puck. Hands it off to Downey, and now to Sutter. Right back for Downey on his off wing. Centers it. Pass went past Sutter, who was hauled off his skates as he went to the net. No penalty call. He was taken down by Green. Now Downey over to play it. Just ahead of Larson in the corner. Downey and Sutter working, but it comes up the wall of Brunner. Damian Brunner will golf it up into the Penguin zone. 5:50 to go in the period. 3 shots for each team. Close checking so far. Now here's Como down the right wing into the Devil zone. Como turns the corner, centers, and is kicked out. Rebound. Magna couldn't get enough on it to score. Now Merton with a shot, and that's blocked. Steven Giotta giving up his body, and he goes limping back to the bench.
Now that puck was in behind the Devils goaltender Snyder. I think Zidlicki may have cleared that puck out when it was near the goal line.
Magna just couldn't get a lot on it to drill it into the net. Here's Spaulding with a shot. That's off a stick and in behind the goal. Magna gets in on the forecheck again against Jordan Tutu, who emerged with the puck for a moment. Now Gomez working against 2 Penguins. Zidlicki comes in there to help out, and Gomez sends it in behind the net. Eric Jelena just wrists it back up the near wall and out of the reach of Zubras. Will be taken by Christian Ehrhoff. Ryan Dumoulin was also recalled by the Penguins. He was thought to perhaps be coming into the lineup in place of Bortuzzo, who also wasn't feeling well after the morning skate, but Dumoulin is not in the lineup. He is here in Pittsburgh at the moment.
Yeah, of course, Dumoulin part of that Sutter trade with Jordan Staal.
Drafted originally by Jimmy Rutherford. He's a member of the Carolina Hurricanes organization. Jimmy Rutherford the other night, we mentioned that he was general manager. He was also part owner of the Hurricanes. It was an emotional night for him to go back and into his building where he had so many great memories. Winning the Stanley Cup, of course, in 06. Now the puck is dumped in by Ehrhoff to the corner. Andy Green goes back. Good, solid body check on him by Sill, but the Devils able to work the puck back to neutral ice. Simon Dupre to Christian Ehrhoff. And up the wall for Zach Sill, who steers it in and turns it head to the bench. Harold with it. Up the wing for Ruutu. Slides it into the Penguin zone and Dupre back. Taken away by Bernier behind the net for Ruutu. Out here with Josephson as well. Or Josephson as it's pronounced. Here's Harold shooting. Just missed the net with a wrist shot. And Dupre pushes it to the left wing wall where Malkin snaps it ahead for Hornquist. Tried to pass it right away to Sid in the neutral zone. Malkin makes a beautiful play to bring that puck into the attacking zone. Plays catch with Hornquist. Trying to give it back to him. Penguins overpassing right now. Crosby trying to get it to the point. Comes to Bortuzzo, and behind the net now for Hornquist. Bortuzzo trying to keep it in, but it's cleared by the Devils to center ice. There's a reason why the Penguins have only 4 shots. They've been passing them up. Here's Hornquist with it now. He'll dump it to the corner. And now Malkin steals. Malkin tried to center. And it's taken away and sent out to center ice by Adam Henrique, the bouncing puck. And Camilleri couldn't control it. Paul Martin banks it off the boards to center. And Malkin dumps it into the New Jersey zone.
He also, obviously, with Pascal Dupuis out for 6 months and Kunitz out of the lineup, Mike Johnson has gone to Crosby Malkin here to try to generate some offense.
And here's Sutter with it now. Sutter down the wing. Yes, Mata going to the net. Can't get it through to him. And the Devils just content to clear the puck off the wall and back into the Penguin zone. Back to get it goes Christian Ehrhoff.
You know, that last meeting was an aberration, scoring 8 goals against the Devils. The previous 4 meetings, the total number of goals scored by the Penguins was 8. So it's always tough playing against these New Jersey Devils, always tight checking normally. And a great opportunity for Megna, just unable to get it by the defender, Zidlicki. Well, Sidney Crosby on the ice. He was sandwiched on his last shift. He's certainly out of sorts. He was talking to trainer Chris Stewart. Sutter got a pretty good hit on Crosby up high, right at that red line. And coming into this game, we didn't know Sidney Crosby was going to play. We knew he was dealing with some sort of illness this morning. Did not take the morning skate. And Chris Stewart was chatting with Sidney Crosby extensively on that last shift.
Takes the face-off against Josefson and wins the draw against Josefson. It was Josefson and Ruutu who sandwiched Sidney Crosby on that replay we showed you. Now it's Scuderi back into his own zone, over for Dupre. Simon Dupre backhands it out to center ice where Green looks for it in his feet. Ahead now on the left wing to Dinas Zubers, who has only 2 goals so far this year and no assists for the Devils.
Well, nobody's got any assists. Yager's got 11. Nobody else is in double digits, Staggy. That's why Gomez has been signed here for this hockey team. 540 career assists. They need a setup man.
Crosby to Hornquist, a drive wide of the goal. Over to get it goes Spalling. Try to get it to Sid, but it's taken by Severson. He got off to a great start this year, Severson. Scored all of his goals in the first 8 games. He's got 4. All 4 of them came in the first 8. Now here's Gomez centering, and the pass went behind the intended receiver. Zidlicki to the goal, and Fleury makes the save, and the rebound cleared to the near wall. But the Devils trying to keep it in, and they will get control. Yager with a beautiful backhand pass to Zidlicki. Now to Ruutu, and he looks for Yager, who hustled over to get to the puck first. Zidlicki with it, fakes the shot there, heralded drive, kicked out by Fleury. Yager right to the rebound. Boy, Yaramir's all over the place on this shift. Tremendous shift for Jaromir Jagr there. Now here's Como to the left wing to Malkin. Malkin pulls up. Malkin shoots it, and it came right to the face of Zidlicki. Now the shot by Mata, and he fanned on it. You could feel the wind all the way up here from that one. And now Jagr knocks down Malkin in the neutral zone.
1 minute.
And going the other way is Como for Megna. This shot is stopped by Corey Schneider. And no rebound. Coming up at the first intermission, presented by your neighborhood Ford store with Rob and Jay, Dan Potash will speak with newcomer Scott Wilson. Jay and Rob will analyze.
Zidlicki was hit in the face by a puck there in that last shift, Staggy, and boy, it reminds me of Martin yesterday. Luckily, a lot of these guys do wear the visors there. The puck's all going up, errant pucks, and a lot of these defensemen, stick-on puck is the way they're taught now, and a lot of times they self-inflicted wounds. Look out.
Steele, Brunner to the goal. Puck check by Fleury, but the puck got behind Fleury. It's loose and cleared by Sutter. Fleury was doing a snow angel, thinking the puck might be underneath him, but Sutter found it and cleared it out of danger. It actually, on the poke check, it went behind Fleury and off the post. Scott Wilson with it now, and he will team up here on the near wall with Sutter to try to get it out, but it's held in. Camilleri worked it down the wall. Runner sent it across the ice. Severson with a drive, and he had it deflected up into the netting. And a face-off coming up in the Pittsburgh zone with 18.4 to go in the period.
Well, you want to get the first goal, and the first goal is always big. And there's the play by Brunner, turn it to the backhand under that right pad of Fleury, who's down off the goal post, and very fortunate. Great play by Brunner to see the poke check come out and turn it to the backhand and somehow get it under that left pad, or that right pad, excuse me. No, it was at the left pad, dude. Sorry, Staggy. Got me all discombobulated.
Marc-Andre Fleury has lost 22 games in his career to the New Jersey Devils, and in 20 of them, the winning goaltender at the other end was Martin Brodeur. It was just signed today by the St. Louis Blues, and might play before the week is over for the Blues.
When you play against the Devils, you score first, you got a great chance. Last 21 times the Penguins have scored first against the Devils, 13-5-3 on the false faceoff. When they don't, the Penguins are only 4-16-1 the last 21 times the Devils score first. So that first goal always big against New Jersey.
And from the draw, the Penguins control the puck in their own zone. That's a good defensive zone face-off win there for the Penguins. And the Devils now work it back to center ice. Zuber's there. Only 7 seconds remaining in the period. This is Hornquist, and he'll just softly dump it into the Devils zone and kill the rest of the clock. So it's a period of hockey that is very reminiscent of a lot of games we've seen over the years between the Penguins and the Devils. Penguins playing a patient game, and they have to against New Jersey. Let's go down to Robin Jay.
You've come a long way in a short period of time when in your second year in the NHL, they've already got a bobblehead for you. Only Mata has bobblehead night, but it's another defenseman Steige and Bob want to talk about, Robert Bortuzzo, as we get set for the second period of play. Guys?
Yes, thank you very much, Rob. A little personal battle going on there between Robert Bortuzzo and Jaromir Jagr, Bob.
Yeah, well, you know, when you step up early in a hockey game, you get somebody's attention, and that's exactly what Robert Bortuzzo did here in the first period of play. First shift, the cross check to the lower back, then he stands up on Jaromir Jagr, and the next time Jagr comes down the ice, he's not going that fast. Sliding it behind Robert Bortuzzo. So Robert Bortuzzo has earned his space out here on the ice, and I would expect that somebody might get in his face, somebody like Jordan Tootoo, but Robert Bortuzzo, he'll take on all customers.
Jaromir Jagr, 42 years of age, wins 1 goal in his last 9, 2 in his last 16, but as Bob pointed out, 11 assists. And here's Evgeny Malkin sending the puck back into his own zone. There were only 10 face-offs in the first period. Only 11 shots between the two teams in the first period. And at the end of the first period, the Devils had only 11 skaters on the bench. To count to see who's everybody's there now. As Tuomo Ruutu has the puck in his own zone, he moves it into the middle to Jaromir Jagr. Jagr leaves it there nicely for Gomez. He's still got that hop, doesn't he, in his skates? And the rolling puck now poked towards Jagr, who gloved it down. Evgeny Malkin's got control of it behind the net now for Bortuzzo. Malkin was hit hard there by Gomez. And now Severson controls it for New Jersey. Into the Penguin zone, the drop pass, Jagr then over to Gomez. Down back for Severson, a drive. Flurry to save, and then Gomez stopped on a rebound try. With Bortuzzo down in front of the Penguins goal. Crosby comes back, a 3-on-2 developing here. Down the right side, Hornquist. He rang it off the goalpost.
We got a penalty here as Fleury comes sprinting out of the net. The Penguins with a 3-on-2 right after the Devils had a great opportunity of their own. They had their own 3-on-2. The Penguins turn it the other way. Crosby's waiting for Spalling to get that center drive. He does. Finds Hornquist on the far side, and he rings it off that goalpost to the glove hand of Corey Schneider.
Jaromir Jagr was forced to hook a player coming back on that odd man break for the Penguins. So he's in the box. And now the Penguins with their second UPMC Sports Medicine power play opportunity. And a false face-off, they'll drop it again. Penguins are 0 for 1. They had only 1 shot on their first power play chance.
We're good.
No more mustaches for the Penguins. Movember is over. So Sid is clean shaven again. What a November it was. An amazing month for the Penguins. We'll run that down for you when we get an opportunity. Here's Malkin leaving it now at the point. Ehrhoff over to Mata. Mata's shot blocked to get it back. Send in behind the net now for Crosby. Hornquist goes to the front of the net. No Kunitz, so Malkin works the half wall. There's a shot pass from Mata that went right past the stick of Hornquist. He was looking for a redirect. Malkin again through the box to Mata. Up top now to Ehrhoff. Ehrhoff to Malkin, a drive and the save. And the rebound controlled by Mata to Malkin. Gino to Ehrhoff, a slap shot, and it's blocked in front and cleared by Green, and he gets it all the way down the ice.
Corey Schneider shaking his head. He took that Malkin shot up high near the collarbone area, maybe off the mask a little bit. Nola Tang as well, of course, not on the ice for Pittsburgh tonight.
Hornquist with a hard pass that went back towards the point, and then Crosby lost his his stick, and he's going to go back and get it, pick it up right on the goal cage. And now at center ice it is Camilleri, but Ehrhoff sneakily took the puck away from him and handed it off to Malkin, to Crosby, and back to Gino. Malkin cutting around Severson to the goal. Stopped by Schneider, I believe, as he came to the net, turned it over to the forehand. Either that or it rolled off his stick, and the puck is cleared by the Devils down the ice. And Malkin really.
Well, he almost looked like for giggles that he wanted to put it by Severson and go to the cage.
Now the Penguins set it up again, and a shot from inside the blue line is blocked, but recovered by Dupre to Martin. Right side center, a drive, and a glove save made by Corey Schneider.
Now, good opportunity there for the Penguins on the power play just prior to Malkin getting off the ice. The turnover by Crosby to Malkin. Tried to slip it through the skates of Severson and then go and drive to that net on Corey Schneider. He accomplished the first part, just couldn't turn it back to the forehand.
So with a face-off coming up to the left of the New Jersey Devils goaltender, an opportunity here for the Penguins to win and draw. Sutter will take it for Pittsburgh. And Josefson, the man for New Jersey, and Sutter thought he won the draw, but they're going to have to drop it again.
They may have to kick out Sutter if somebody jumped on this face-off. And that's Homo's going to have to come in, the right-hander.
Jakob Josefson will take it again for New Jersey. 28 seconds remaining on the penalty to Jágr. From the face-off, the Penguins do get control, and Dupre's shot is blocked away to the corner. Josefson trying to get a hold of it. Sutter reached around him to try to beat him to the punch. And now Sutter nicely pokes it up the wall for Martin. Right back down the boards for Sutter. And Josefson just, Green kept on working, and Green got it out down to all the way into the Penguin zone, and he goes to the bench. So good effort there by the penalty killers of the Devils to kill the rest of the penalty. And now Dupre comes to center, bumps into Jágr, who just stepped out of the box. Corey Schneider lifts it up off the glass, and it hits the skate of Simon Dupre as he was stepping into the bench, and the Devils on the attack. Going to the front of the net is Ruutu. Devils working to the near side. Jágr with a shot. That hit Olli Maatta. And somehow Fleury able to reach around and find the puck and hang on to it.
Well, some Simon Dupre coming off. Yes, it hit his skate, and that stopped the puck right at the Penguins bench here and allows Ruutu and the Devils. But the Penguins are coming back hard. You see Downey coming down the middle of the ice, Sutter coming back to the middle of the ice, and Sill coming back to the middle of the ice. That's where you come back when you back check. You come back to that house area in between those hash marks, down towards your crease. You don't come back wide, and Simon Dupre is going to have to go down the runway. I don't know if it's equipment or something else. But he was hit when he came out of that penalty box by Ruutu, who stood him up.
Haven't seen Adam Henrique, Bob. I don't think he's playing right now for the Devils. He might not be on their bench. You might want to check that. There's a shot to the glove of Fleury. And another face-off coming up in the Penguin zone. The Devils are down to 11 skaters that we can count from up here. So a couple of guys are missing right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of space on that bench. Henrique has played 42 seconds in this second period.
Now Hornquist able to get to the puck and whip it off the wall up into the Devils zone, but an icing against Pittsburgh, and another face-off coming up in the Penguin zone. And all new Inside Penguins hockey is coming up. We asked the players about their many goal celebrations. Spend the afternoon with three of the Pens' German players. They enjoy a bit of their homeland right here in Pittsburgh and much more. A new Inside Penguins hockey debuts Thursday after postgame on Root Sports. Danny Potash getting a taste of that German food.
We got a penalty here on the Penguins. Ehrhoff's going to get nailed for interference off the face-off here as the puck went to the wall.
So
Ehrhoff, who's been logging immense minutes, take a look at his interference call right here as he blocked Ruutu off that face-off, who fought through the check of Ehrhoff trying to get to the puck, and that's why he drew the penalty.
So now it's the Devils' turn with a man advantage. And the Devils have had one opportunity themselves. They registered 0 shots on their first chance. They win this faceoff, though, and here's a chance for Jelena. Kicked away by Fleury. He made it look easy. Saw it all the way. Jelena again to the left side for Green. Henrique's on the ice. A shot down by Green. A stop by Fleury. The rebound is flicked wide of the goal to the corner. So Henrique is available to the Devils. He's on this power play right now. We're just not sure who's missing, but we'll have to figure it out. And now to the right side is taken by Larson. He dumped it, Green rather. He dumped it to the corner and in behind the net. Sent in front by Camilleri, and the Devils able to maintain possession. Green works the left side. Jelena leaves it on the wall. Camilleri to Jelena. Up top now to Green. Andy Green backpedaling, pressured by Adams. Protects the puck. Left it for Jelena, but Adams got it first, and he pokes it ahead of Sutter. He's going to get a chance here. Short-handed. Sutter to the goal. Stopped by Schneider. And Corey Schneider with a big save there on Brandon Sutter, who's the only Penguin skater with a short-handed goal this year.
A couple of shots there for Brandon Sutter. The steal at the blue line. And I think the man you're looking for is Patrick Elias, Staggy, and he hasn't killed penalties here nor been on this power play for the Devils.
Thank you very much, Bobby. You figured it out. The mystery is solved. And now Yager bumps Spaulding from behind and ends up with a puck. Works it over to Severson. Centering pass. Kicked away by Fleury on the rebound. Chopped at by Camilleri, but the Penguins blocked that. And Larson just threw the puck to the middle in the front of the net. Fleury had to be sharp. Now the Devils on the attack again, and it's Brunner down the right wing with 21 seconds to go on this Devils power play. Yager forces the puck to Brunner in the corner. He tried to center for Yager. It's off a stick. Racing over to get it is Zidlichki. Mark Zidlichki to the left wing now. Gomez got it to the front of the net. Fleury sprawling to the ice, and the puck trickled wide. Now Brunner with it again. Brunner is tripped up there in the corner by Bortuzzo. That's going to be a penalty. A holding penalty actually coming up.
Yeah, he got him with the free hand. And Paul Dvorsky out at center ice made the call there. I thought it was a penalty. 2 seconds left. It'll be a 5-on-3 for 2 seconds. Just take a look at the free hand of Bortuzzo. You see him pull the jersey of Brunner? Yeah, he pulled the jersey. And Sutter, as Adams chips the puck out to Sutter, he wins that battle. He gets one shot and a rebound opportunity. There's the one right pad, the second left pad from the Super Bowl, presented by Allegheny Health Network.
And the puck wandered away from him for a moment, which could have thrown the goaltender off a bit, right, Bob? But as it turned out, Schneider just hung in there and made the save. 2 saves on Sutter. Now here's Jelena with a drive. That's blocked by Adams. Ehrhoff's out of the box, so now it's just Bortuzzo in there, and the Devils continue with this man advantage. An extended power play, if you will, and now it's Scuderi as he banks it off the boards, held in, but it's going right to Adams. He and Sutter come ahead again. Nice pass by Adams to Sutter. Sutter to the slot. Stripped to the puck by Jelena, who finds Henrique. And Adam Henrique, played for the Windsor Spitfires, comes into the Penguin zone, stripped to the puck, and it's cleared by Sutter. The Devils will change power play specialists.
Great work by Adams again. We saw the strip to set Sutter in on the breakaway, then a great block there on the face-off.
Tremendous work by Adams on this penalty killing effort. Now here's Jelena, and he'll dump it up into the Penguin zone, but he's hit hard on the near side by Sill. And he is hurt on the near wall. And the Devils still have control of the puck. Jelena goes to the bench. And Yager was dancing over the line, but it's taken away by the Penguins and cleared.
Boy, Sill, when he hits, he gets his money's worth, doesn't he?
Now an errant pass was intended in the middle for Gomez, is shot right back into the Devils zone by the Penguin defense. And the Devils start out again from their own zone. Zidlichki comes ahead with 41 seconds remaining on this Devils power play. Damian Brunner works it left side. Gomez. Zidlichki. Yager. Yager works it up top. Severson into the slot. Gomez couldn't take the pass cleanly, and Spaulding backhands it up towards the Devils zone. Magna with speed around Zidlichki. Comes to the goal. Kicked away by Schneider. Big save on Jason Magna, looking for his first goal.
See the speed coming down the right wing where Magna's been playing in this hockey game. You see how confident he is, how he's able to cross the feet over and really drive that net, Jason Magna. That's what he was doing in Wilkes-Barre.
Penalties are over. Penguins do a great job of killing consecutive Devils power plays, and now Scuderi knocks it up the near wall for Malkin. Malkin steers it up into the Devils zone. Racing in after it is Patrick Hornquist, but it's going to be icing. They say that the Devils would have beaten him to the dot, and Hornquist doesn't like the call. He thinks that he won the race and earned the right to get to that puck.
The crowd does too. Now take a look at the speed of Jayson Megna. Turned it in, forehand to backhand. The left right pad save by Corey Snyder. I love the way he comes in off that right side, crossing the feet over. So much more confidence. Speed is evident for Jayson Megna, where he's putting up big numbers in the minors.
He had 9 goals upon his recall, and currently still looking for his first goal in his 5th game since being recalled. Crosby taking the draw in his own zone against Ruutu.
Yeah, and Tutu
Josefson, I beg your pardon, number 16.
Yeah, he'll be taken out because Tutu jumped the draw. Zubris comes in.
Crosby against Dainis Zubris. Big Lithuanian. And the Penguins win the draw and dump the puck up the center. And they're going to bring it right back into the Penguin zone. And we're going to take a break. Still no score. A little chess match between the Pens and Devils.
Still scoreless in the second period here at Consol, and there's my good friend Pascal Dupuis in a suit, but not this morning. No. Pascal Dupuis in uniform and on the ice practicing. Of course, you may remember he was diagnosed with a blood clot in his lung last month. Worked out with conditioning coach Mike Hadar and Marcel Gacho, by the way. Important to note that Dupuis has been cleared for activity, but according to head coach Mike Johnston, there is no change in his prognosis. Looking good in the uniform and looking good in the suit, huh, guys?
And looking good on the ice. That's the thing. I mean, you know, that's where all hockey players want to be, is on the ice, and just glad that he's able to do that. Now up the wall it comes for Harold, who backhands it back down into the corner, and Dupre able to just push it ahead. Racing in after it is Scott Wilson. And on the forecheck as the Devils move it out, Zubris got it to the line. Sutter chopped it inside the line. Would have been offside. It is a delayed offside, and eventually the whistle does blow. And an opportunity to tell you about this great day in Penguins history, brought to you by Day Automotive. Mario Lemieux recording his 23rd career hat trick, and Bob Airey scored a shorthanded goal as the Penguins defeated the Quebec Nordiques 7-4 back in '89.
Yeah, Mario probably fed me for that one too, Steggy. Little empty netter or something, you know that.
You were happy to take his feeds.
Darn right.
Here's Ehrhoff keeping it in now for Hornquist. Hornquist looked to drop it back, instead works it deep. Now on the near wall, Hornquist again poking at it. Reaching in and grabbing hold of it. Hornquist sends it down the wall again for Spalling, and now for Crosby. A little reverse hit there to protect the puck. Crosby.
Look out, he ran into his own man.
Yeah, and it was Olimata who gets himself up as the puck comes to center. Camilleri lost control. Spalling gets back to the puck. Ehrhoff snaps it ahead. A race for the puck.
They waited a long time. The linesman waited a long time past that dot area to blow the whistle. He gave Hornquist every opportunity to maybe win that race. And
come on, there's only so much fuel in the tank for Patrick. You know, you got to give him a break.
Well, third time's a charm. He worked to that dot area, but I guess that wasn't good enough.
Olimata sends it up the wall, and it's held in by Zidlicki for Jágr. Jágr fires it, and a stick save made by Fleury. Jágr right to the puck again. Jaromir Jágr had it knocked away, and now Olimata takes the pass from behind the net from Crosby and then moves it up the wing, and now over to Hornquist, who is really tired after trying to get down there and get that puck. He goes to the bench. And here comes Gomez. Gomez doesn't look like he's missed a beat to me. I mean, he still looks like the same player. Now here's Jágr trying to swing around Bortuzzo. Feeds it back, and it's going to be kicked away by Como, and now taken by Zidlicki at center ice. Works it inside the Penguin line to the corner, and back to get it goes Robert Bortuzzo for Malkin. Here goes Gino. Gino works it to the right side. Megna with a blast, and he missed the goal. Comes all the way out to the point for Martin. Shot it intentionally wide for Megna, but he had it poked away, and now Zelina sends it up the boards, and it's going to be carried back to center and steered up into the Penguin zone by Zubris. Bortuzzo went crashing in there against Jakob Josefson. Malkin jams it towards the point, but it's going to be held in by Zelina. Back to the front of the net, and it's deflected in front of the goal by Josefson. And I think Fleury had to make a save on that on the short side with his right pad. Now Megna on his off wing, banks it off the boards ahead for Como. Como gets in on the forecheck, but the Devils have control of the puck, and it's Larson moving it up the right wing for Bernier. Now back on defense where Dupre finds him in on the right wing. Downey ahead for Sutter. A little stutter step move in the corner. Larson reached in to try to take it away from him. Jelena got it now. Sends it up the boards and out to center ice. Kaderi covering up for Dupre. Came over and got the puck in the neutral zone. And time ticking away again here in the second period. 11 shots for the Penguins, 13 for the Devils. No score in the hockey game. Camilleri, the top goal scorer of the Devils with 10 goals, works it to the left wing. Shot to the net high by Henrique, and the save made by Marc-Andre Fleury. Still no score.
Thanks for joining us, Ole. For the second consecutive game, nobody's got more ice time on the Penguins than you have. Do you feel 100%?
Yeah, I feel great physically. I mean, I don't feel any different than I did before.
I'm sure you grew up maybe watching Jaromir Jagr play. What's it like to be on the ice and having to check a guy like that?
Oh, he's a great player. I mean, he was one of my idols for sure, but obviously a great player. You got to be aware of where he's on the ice. He can make plays. Just make sure he doesn't have enough time there.
Thanks, Ole.
Thank you.
Jagr is twice Mata's age. Jagr's 42, Mata's 20. But Mata has arrived, Bob, because he now has a bobblehead.
Yes, he has. Good for him, and I think it actually looked like him.
For once, it's a good one. The Penguins have had some pretty good ones over the years that have been very much like look like the player that they represent. Now an offside call here on the Penguins as they enter the Devils zone.
That was Jason Megna coming down the left side. Let's take a look at that. Ole Mata bobblehead doll. There it is. Yeah, it does. Looks like Ole. Great to see him, 100%. Not missing a beat here right now, Staggy. He's taking up some of that ice time. Chris Letang out of the lineup, and Ole Mata's been able to play power play, penalty kill, and even strength minutes.
Penguins don't have Scott Wilson available to them right now. He went off the ice on his first night in the NHL. Scuderi with it now. He'll wrist it in behind. Spaulding and Crosby go to work. Spaulding works the corner, snaps it to the point to Dupre to use his right skate to keep it in. Got it to Crosby, to Spaulding, hooked away from him. Good close checking, good defensive coverage by the New Jersey Devils. And repeat DeBoer. And give them credit, they're hanging in there right now. The Penguins with 11 shots in the hockey game. Now here's Crosby. He's got some room to pick up speed. Trying to split the D. Oh, he almost pulled it off. He almost shot the puck while he was flying through the midair. Trying to split the D. And now the Devils, Jagr takes off with it on the right wing. Jaromir Jagr pulls up, looks across, has a man to return the puck for Jagr, but he had lost his stick. It's broken. He had to go get a new one. And now it is Gomez with it. Followed by Bortuzzo up high. Leaves it on the left side. Jagr back for Gomez. Out to the point, and Jelena's shot is blocked. Hit Hornquist. He appears to be okay. Jagr. Nice little pass there for Gomez. Back to the point. The shot by Jelena blocked. Gets it back. Backhands it into the high slot. Bortuzzo knocked it down. And carrying it back to center ice now is Brandon Sutter. Works that area behind the defense to get the puck towards the goal. And then Schneider able to freeze it. Take a look at our barrel leaders. Brought to you by our good friends at Barrel. Game-winning goals by defensemen is the category, and look at Christian Ehrhoff, what he's done since 09. Leading the way with 14. Just got his first one as a Penguin the other night in Carolina.
Big one it was. Well, you said Patrick Hornquist appears to be okay. He was hobbling a little bit coming off that ice. Penguins blocked 3 shots on that last shift. And the one Ehrhoff, the one Hornquist blocked it was a sizzler, I got to tell you. They can really shoot the puck from the blue line. Guys like Severson can really shoot it, Staggy. I mean, some big guys back there. Jelena.
Yep. I just saw Mike Johnston clapping his hands, trying to get his players going on the bench. 6:41 to go. You can have all the intent to have a lot of shots on goal, but when you're playing the New Jersey Devils, sometimes it's just tough to do that. Although the Devils have been outshot a lot this season. They've been outshot in 7 of the last 8 hockey games. Not tonight so far. There's a centering pass that goes right through the goal mouth over to the near wall, and Camilleri turns with the puck. Works it back to the point. Closing in is Harold, and his shot is stopped by Fleury, and the rebound deflects up into the netting. Fleury had time to get out and take the angle away from the shooter.
Yeah, I like Mata. You know, you got to block the lanes for your goaltender. You got to give him opportunity to not only get out, but to see that puck, and that's exactly what Olli Mata and company did in that particular play. Puck comes back to the left point. Watch blocking out. Olli Mata's down at the goal line, and he just pins his man to the goalpost, Daggy. Really good stuff by Olli Mata, and that's why they want him on the ice at every chance they can get. He's a shutdown guy. He's rangy, and he can bring you some offense as well. And we'll see if the Penguins defense, as the game goes along, starts to join a rush or two if they can to open things up.
Noticed Ehrhoff was also blocking out on Henrique there, Bob, as you were pointing out what Mata was doing. Here's Magna again to the goal, and a save made. Malkin centered, and it's not on target for Como, and now it's cleared by Dupre into the corner. Harold is there. Harold to the corner now for Josefson, who works it up the wall. And now for Jordan Tutu, trying to get around Dupre. Scuderi over, pokes it away from Tutu. Dupre on his backhand, now back to the forehand to work it behind the net for Rob Scuderi. Scuderi on his backhand for Dupre. Up ahead now to Evgeny Malkin. Malkin gets his feet moving, comes to center, tried to beat a man in the neutral zone, couldn't beat Gomez. Gomez goes left side. Jágr is shot, and a save made by Fleury on Jaromir Jágr. Gomez and Jágr starting to develop a little telepathy here for the Devils.
Yeah, Gomez, he's still got the ability in 988 games in the league, and Sidney Crosby trying to jump through the defense and shoot in midair.
Well, we were just talking about Jaromir Jágr before we went to break. Of course, you'll find his name all over the NHL record book, but you won't find a listing for what may be the first player to have a life-size statue in his likeness made out of marzipan. Obviously, it can't last forever, so the candy maker in the Czech Republic must be a big fan of number 68 and marzipan, right, Bobby?
Is it edible?
Of course.
Oh, you know, I like that, Danny.
Jágr is a legend in the Czech Republic, to say the least. Remember, he had that sports bar in the Czech Republic in Prague. I'm not sure if he still does or not.
Hornquist got no stick here.
Yeah, he had to give it up. He's over there to try to play the puck without the stick, and now Paul Martin will find Spalling, who backhands it off the wall, but didn't get it out. Ruutu held it in. Knocked out of midair by a high stick.
Crosby wanted the puck. He wanted Bortuzzo to play it as he was winding up. And Jágr and Bortuzzo, this goes back to the first period when we showed you the confrontation, the hits of Bortuzzo on Jágr. And, you know, the Devils couldn't play that puck. It was played by a high stick, Gomez. So Sidney Crosby said, well, the Penguins, we can play it. And he was yelling at Bortuzzo to play that puck. He wound it up in the middle of the ice, and he's going, Borts. Give me the puck right now, or everybody's standing still. And he was flying up the middle of the ice, and he wanted a chance to take it the other way.
It all started with Gomez knocking the puck out of midair, and it didn't look like his stick was over the shoulder to me, but...
Oh, yeah, it was way over.
Was it
He's only
Bob?
about 5'6", Daggy.
Well, that's true. He is.
It was over his shoulder.
Okay, you're there. You have a better look at it than I do. Way better. Now the face-off to the right of Fleury. And the Devils win the draw. Harold charging down the wall is cut off there and hit hard by Craig Adams. And taking control of it now in front of his own net. It was Andrew Ebbett. It rolled off his stick, but only Mata will help out. And Mata behind the goal. Penguins' fourth line on the ice. Ebbett, Sill, and Adams. And Sill lost the puck in the neutral zone, but Andrew Ebbett does have control of it. Works it right side. Sill chops it up a bit, and the Devils, Adam Henrique comes to center ice. And trying to get it deep, Camilleri pushed it down the wall for Adam Henrique. Henrique drops it off. Jelena's blast, and that is blocked away. Brunner centered it. A good stick there by Ehrhoff. He had a stick on the ice, just picked off the pass, and backhands it up to the Devil line. They go D to D. Zilichki with it, right up the middle. Carried there by Bernier. former first-round pick of the San Jose Sharks. Now it is Sutter with it. Sutter takes off with speed, straight line. Sutter trying to get around Green. Sutter trying to come to the goal, turns the corner. Good speed for Sutter. Now looks back for an open man. Instead, reverse it back into the corner. Taken now by Malkin. He's going to work it back to the point, and the shot by Dupre is blocked. Didn't really get a lot of that shot. Dupre again steps up, and now Sivertson trying to work it out to center. Great work by Sutter to get back and pick off the lead pass and keep the puck in the offensive zone. Scuderi pinched down for Sutter again in good defensive position. He shoots the puck and is blocked. Sutter again comes over and keeps the play alive. 3 good plays by Sutter. Now Malkin with it. Malkin shoots, and he missed the goal. Off the corner boards is taken by Scuderi. You can thank Brandon Sutter for all this zone time right here. Dupre to the corner now for Malkin, and back now to Crosby. To Scuderi. Scuderi to the slot. Dupre with a backhander, deflected wide of the goal. Penguins still have the puck. Malkin to Scuderi. Scuderi looks across in the slot. Dupre trying to push him to the goal. Downey reaching for it, and it's cleared by the Devils back into the Penguin zone. For the first time in a long time, they get the puck out of their end. And now Crosby's got it. Throws it across for Paul Martin. Martin pokes it to the corner against Zidlichky. Following on is Patrick Hornsby. Spalling is wide open in front of the net. Instead, the Devils were able to clear the puck the length of the ice, and this will be an icing charge on the Devils. We invite you to tweet us at Root Sports Pit using the hashtag PensBooth. You can send your comments, questions, and thoughts about the Penguins using that hashtag PensBooth, and is brought to you by Point Park University.
What a shift that was. Malkin and Sutter on the ice. Sutter with straight line speed, then with a good back check to turn over another puck. And I believe the defense are still on the ice for the Devils. After the icing, the Devils were able to change their forwards. I don't believe their defense. Tutu's asking Bortuzzo for a fight here, right by the Penguin bench, and Bortuzzo wants none of it.
And here comes Jágr into the Penguin zone. Jágr on his backhand, throws it in front. Oh, Jágr went down hard in the corner. He was hit by guess who? Robert Bortuzzo. And Jágr is hurt. Bortuzzo's been after him all night long, and Jágr is not getting up.
Well, Tutu came over into the face of Bortuzzo, and he was actually interfering Robert Bortuzzo. Bortuzzo almost couldn't get back into play. And Bortuzzo was trying to draw Tutu into a penalty. He did eventually get back into the play, did Robert Bortuzzo, and then ends up getting a big hit on Jaromir Jágr into the zone. So Tutu was trying to do his job. Bortuzzo said, not right now in a 0-0 game. And then Bortuzzo meets shoulder to shoulder with Jaromir Jágr, and that's just a textbook hit right there, folks. When it just glides into it, he's got him lined up. Jágr didn't see it at all. Tutu tried to engage Bortuzzo just prior to that, and the Penguins wanted a penalty because Tutu actually pinned Bortuzzo to the bench, was interfering with him. And he was just able to get back and play defense and get there to meet with Jaromir Jágr. And early in the hockey game, those two went at it. Robert Bortuzzo on the very first shift of the game laid a cross check into the lower back of Jágr. Then he stood him up at the blue line. And this happened in the second period of play. There's a little stick right there and a shove between the two, and Jágr going down to the dressing room. Bortuzzo very smart, not dropping the gloves at that particular moment with Tutu.
You remember when Brooks Orpik used to zero in on Jaromir Jágr when he was a member of the Washington Capitals? Bortuzzo has had his number all night.
That really was a big hit. He knocked him right off his feet.
Face off to the left of goaltender Corey Schneider. Brandon Sutter leaning in to take the draw. Won it, and Malkin couldn't play it. It's going to be another face-off here.
Here's Tutu and Bortuzzo at the bench, guys. Look at that. He's asking him right now. Let's go. He's actually interfering with him right now. Bortuzzo can't quite almost get back to the play. And very smart there, Bortuzzo. He's trying to draw Tutu into a penalty situation.
It's still no score. You don't want to put your team shorthanded or do anything that's going to tip the scales one way or the other here. And the The Penguins in the battle with 1:43 to go in the period. Adam Henrique steps into the Penguin zone. And now it's Evgeny Malkin taking the puck, and Evgeny Malkin at center ice. Looks across the ice, and Green steps up to bank it ahead to center. Carried now by Ole Mata. Looks at right wing. Sutter drops it off to Malkin. Malkin shoots, and a save by Schneider. And the rebound gathered in by Camilleri, and he throws it up ahead on the left wing. Bernier's headed to the net, and Josephson couldn't get on the puck because Ehrhoff did a great job to break up the centering pass. And now Fleury trying to freeze the puck at the side of the goal. Finally, the whistle blows. The puck was still in play, but the referee lost sight of it.
Well, Snyder's been fantastic in the hockey game, as is Marc-Andre Fleury. And as this game opens up, their importance is going to come to the forefront. Take a look at the blocker save there by Snyder as Malkin tried to measure him up. Then the 2-on-1 played perfectly by Ehrhoff. Josephson threw it right into his skate as he took away that pass. And then the puck jammed to the feet of Marc-Andre Fleury, who had to stand tall. Snyder's played every game but one. And for Marc-Andre Fleury, 19 appearances this year.
Devils have outshot the Penguins 12-5 here in this second period. Well, Marty Brodeur played a lot of games too for the New Jersey Devils, tons of them, year in and year out, and now they've got Corey Schneider, and it looks like they're going to do the same thing with him in New Jersey. They're going to ride him. Here comes Crosby, drops it back, and a quick shot by Hornquist is stopped, and a rebound. Good defensive work there by Zubris on Spalling, preventing him from getting a shot away. And now Scuderi moves it across to Simon Dupre. Dupre looks up. Play is broken up by Zubris. Gave it right to Scuderi, who banks it in behind for Dupre. Up the right wing wall for Hornquist. He's hit, but he got the puck ahead. A 2-on-1. Crosby with Spalling. Crosby to the goal. Save made by Schneider on the rebound. Spalling backhanded it, and I don't think it was on net. And Crosby got knocked down. He gets himself up slowly. As the Devils' Jordan Tutu comes to center. Goes left wing. Gomez there. Dishes it off for Tutu. He tried to get it to Ruutu, and now it is Gomez shooting. So they've got Tutu and Ruutu on their team. I didn't think of that until I heard the two names together, and now Fleury freezes the puck in the glove.
Great glove save. I like the breakout. Simon Dupre to Hornquist. The chip right off through the defenders. 2-on-1. And Sidney Crosby knew there was no pass available as Spalling went to the far post. He tried to wait out Corey Schneider, and Schneider got the right pad down. And he has really been perfect in the hockey game as well. He was able to make a second opportunity. Both these netminders making save after save as teams are trying to open up and put that first one on the board.
Face-off win by Sutter against Gomez, and now there's a battle for the puck in the corner as time dripping off the clock, and Como over to get it. And there's the horn ending the second period of play. So some really good chances at both ends of the rink. The Penguins have had some great 2-on-1s and a couple of 3-on-2s in this game, Bob, but can't beat Schneider.
Yeah, they're fighting through everything right now, as well as a little bit of illness and some hurt bodies on the Devils side with Yager and Elias out of the hockey game. This should be a beauty of a third.
Let's go to Robin J.
Holidays to y'all. It's kind of what you'd expect in a Pens Devils game here at Consol Energy Center. No score, but tempers are starting to flare. In case you're just joining us, here's what you've missed.
Como turns the corner, centers, and is kicked out. Rebound. Magna couldn't get enough on it to score.
Look out.
Steele, Brunner to the goal. Puck check by Fleury, but the puck got behind Fleury. It's loose and cleared by Sutter. It's ahead of Sutter. He's going to get a chance here. Short-handed. Sutter to the goal. Stopped by Schneider. Spalling backhands it up towards the Devils zone. Magna with speed around Zalitsky. Comes to the goal. Kicked away by Schneider. Well, there have been some good scoring chances. 11 for the Penguins, 9 for the Devils. The Devils have outshot the Penguins 18-15, Bob, and no margin for error for the goaltenders.
No, not at all. And Marc-Andre Fleury has been stupendous in the hockey game. One's got by him. It hit a goal post by Brunner. That was it right there as he turned it to his backhand. But he has been solid. No second opportunities in front of Marc-Andre Fleury here tonight. He's been able to smother that puck. He's used the glove effectively in this hockey game. Corey Schneider, he's had to stop a few breakaways. That one a partial breakaway by Magna. The stop on Malkin by the blocker. Sutter's had his opportunities, as has Sidney Crosby. So some good opportunities at both ends, and still a 0-0 score.
The Devils goaltenders historically have been used to playing in low-scoring tight games. Mike Johnston talked today about wanting to be comfortable in all kinds of games. And the Penguins certainly want to be able to feel comfortable in a game like this, in a battle of the goaltenders, as we see in our Tweet the Booth, brought to you by Point Park University. So we're ready for the start of the third period, and Adam Henrique steered it inside the line. Mata able to work it ahead. Now to the right wing, Como back to Malkin. Malkin into the Devil zone, dumps it hard around. Over to get it goes Severson. Send it up the wall. Penguins clog it up over there, but the Devils come away with the puck. And it'll be Bernier with it. He'll bank it hard off the boards up into the Penguin zone. Adam Henrique looking to get in after it against Ehrhoff. We'll keep an eye on whether or not Jaromir Jagr returns to the action here in the third period.
No, he's not on the bench, Steggy. After the hit, he took a big hit by Robert Bortuzzo at the end of that second period of play, right behind the goal, the Penguins net. And the game started with that cross check. Bortuzzo, the next shift, stood up on Jaromir Jagr. Those two went at it again in the second period of play. But Robert Bortuzzo wasn't done, and he hit Jagr with a big shoulder-to-shoulder hit, and Jagr laid down for a while, got up and went to the dressing room, and doesn't appear he's going to return.
Peter Harrell dumps the puck in. Robert Bortuzzo back to get it. Paul Martin ahead now, looking for Crosby. But the pass broken up by the Devils. And winding it up like he is prone to do is Scotty Gomez. And he dumps it rink wide for Zidlichki. And he'll drive it into the Penguin zone. Fleury can't stop it behind the net. Bortuzzo just knocked another Devil to the ice. It was Ruutu this time. And back come the Penguins to center. Paul Martin steps up, try to get it deep. And the Devils are able to start right back to center. Gomez works it left wing to Brunner. Dupre closing in on him, and he pulls up to avoid that check. Snaps it back to the point to Zubris. Zubris to the slot, and his shot is stopped. Rebound off the goalpost. Zubris with a great opportunity on his second chance after Fleury had made the first save, and he hit the goalpost. Now Dupre with it. And Simon Dupre gets himself free. Zubris is chasing him. He's going back into his own zone. Zubris all over him. Dupre able to find his partner, Rob Scuderi. Out of center now, Sutter tries to get it going north. And the bouncing puck is grabbed by Josefson. And he works it to the right wing for Camilleri, out of his reach. Scuderi backhands it around to the near side, where it's taken by Downey for Sutter. Sutter will dump it into the Devil zone. Back behind the net, Severson sent it around near side. Camilleri gets hold of it, turns it off the wall back to center, where it's picked up in flight by Jordan Tutu. Trying to swing around Ehrhoff. He pulls up and looks back. Finds his man. Shot by Green is stopped by the goaltender, Marc-Andre Fleury. He's got it in his glove.
Well, Zubris had a great opportunity. Picked up a rebound off his own shot. There's the rebound. And that puck on edge hit the far goal post unbelievably. Behind Marc-Andre Fleury for a great opportunity. Boy, Zubris is having a tough season. 24 games, just 2 goals, no assists.
Green throws it to the side of the net. Fleury blockered it away. Over to get it is Ehrhoff. Out from Malkin. Malkin drops it back to Christian Ehrhoff and now to Mata. One-touch pass. Como got himself free to work it along now to Megna. Jason Megna to Como. Wheels it in front. Malkin scores!
Well, what a play all the way around. Como, Megna. Take a look as the puck is exited out of the zone. Spinorama by Como. Then Megna finds Como, spins around, finds Malkin driving that net. Malkin is so patient. He waits for Snyder to open up the legs, and he goes right underneath. Spectacular goal. What a play by Como. And Malkin puts the Penguins on the board to get that precious first goal.
Malkin with his 12th goal of the season, and Schneider almost got that with his left pad. Malkin was able to get it in there, and a beautiful setup by Como. He loves to wheel with that puck, doesn't he, Bob?
Yeah, really great passing. And when he goes down his off wing, you see many times he does turn it to the forehand. Megna finds Como, and then he spins around and finds the backhand of Malkin. Malkin just waited for a second. That's all he needed to open up the legs just a little bit. Snyder almost had it, but almost wasn't enough on this particular occasion, and the Penguins get that precious first one.
Como continues to do good things on that line with Evgeny Malkin, and give cause to think that maybe he could stay there a while. He's making plays like that. Gino certainly will like that one.
Yeah, really good to see Malkin driving the net, going to those dirty areas.
Now it's Jelena with it. So the Penguins get the all-important first goal. It's really important when it takes this long to get it. Early in the third period, 1-0 Pittsburgh.
No Yager, no Aliash for the Devils. And how big was that post? Zubris hits the post behind Marc-Andre Fleury.
Drop pass, Evatt for Adams, a shot save, and Evatt went to the net looking for the rebound. It jumped over his stick. Adams and Evatt work the corner. Sutter's on the ice as well for Pittsburgh. And the Devils battling to get the puck out to center, and they do. And Robert Bortuzzo, here comes Jordan Tootoo to give him a shove. He still wants to see if he can get himself into a tussle with Robert Bortuzzo. He said something to him after he bumped him. Now Bortuzzo steps up, and Tootoo goes around him, shoots it, and it's off the stick of Paul Martin, and up into the netting and out of play.
Robert Bortuzzo tried to step up on him, and oh boy, careful.
The Pitt Panthers and Duquesne Dukes will go at it in the annual City Game at Consol Energy Center this week. And you can catch a rebroadcast of the game on Root Sports. Don't miss any of this historic feud. It tips off Saturday after postgame on Root Sports.
Blake Como's got 15 points now on the season. 23 games, missed one with a sickness. He just never stops. Consistent from day one in training camp, and has earned a spot on the top 6 forwards.
And he's got 15 points. Yager has 15 points to lead the Devils in scoring. Here's Camilleri with it on the left wing. Pulls up, looks back, now finds his man in green. He shoots it. And Megna got a stick on that. Bernier over to get it. Megna reached in and took it away from him. Good play, and then Malkin lifts it ahead where Como can glove it down. He comes ahead with Megna. Mata joining the rush as well. Megna cuts in behind on the backhand. Finds Oli Mata. Mata sends it right back down low for Como behind the net. Quick pass to Malkin. Now to Megna. Megna back behind the net to Malkin. And Malkin checked there by Severson, but dances out of that check. Malkin works in front, shoots it. Saved by Snyder. Rebound. And they battle away for the puck, and it comes to Megna, who's tripped up by Adam Henrique as he went to the corner. Nothing called. Puck still up for grabs. Henrique's going to backhand it back to center, and Malkin has it there for Pittsburgh. Gino doesn't want to get off just yet. He'll drop it back on defense to Ehrhoff and then go to the bench. Up the right wing now, Como directs it ahead. Crosby takes a little tip pass from Smalling. Moves out to the blue line and leaves it there for Hornquist. Hornquist against Harold with a stutter step move behind the net. Hornquist stays on the puck, works it back to the corner to Crosby. Sidney Crosby against Scotty Gomez. Finds Hornquist, and his shot wide of the goal. Scuderi got over. He couldn't keep it in. He does keep possession over to Dupre. Back to Scuderi. Rink wide off the boards where it's handled by Sidney Crosby. He snaps it across the ice. Picked off by Gomez over the line. And back to the near side where it's going to be chopped out nicely by Hornquist. And back into the Devils zone it goes. Jelena goes back to play it for New Jersey. Both teams make full changes here. And Jelena comes to center. Sutter confronts him. Zubris with speed down the left wing. Zubris trying to drive wide on Ehrhoff. Threw it in front. Good chance on the doorstep there, but not a lot of wood on the puck for Jordan Tootoo. And the Devils have it in their own zone. Larson moves it ahead to center now to Zubris. Zubris drops it off. Centering pass. Josefson shoots it, and a save by Fleury. Ehrhoff able to tap it to the near wall where it's now picked off on the clearing attempt by the Penguins by Tootoo. He threw it back into the corner. Now to the right point. Here's Green with it. Slap shot. Looking for a redirect from Tootoo. He couldn't get his stick on it. Severson with it. He just dumps it rink wide, but it'll come right to the Penguin Steve Downey. And Downey tried to get it going forward, but Josefson took it away. Back to the Penguin defense. Ehrhoff out to Downey, and he just dumps it up into the Devils zone, and he'll head to the bench.
Good shift by the Devils. Zubris is undeterred by that goal post early in this third period. He had a great shift to the Devils.
Green dumps into the Penguin zone. Fleury knocked it out of midair behind the goal. Fleury seems to be getting sharper at playing that puck and getting out early to get it. Here's Malkin down the wing, trying to drive to the net. Zidlichky stood him up. Malkin gets in after it, though, along with Jason Magna and Blake Como. These guys go to work again. But the Devils quickly get possession, and out they come. To the left wing, it's Adam Henrique. Into the middle now for Harold, but he couldn't play it cleanly, and Malkin goes the other way. Malkin pulls up, looks back for reinforcements coming off the bench. He finds Magna in the slot. He tried to pass the puck to Hornquist, probably should have shot it. He was in good position between the hash marks, passing up a shot. And now the Devils clear it back to Penguin ice, where Mata wraps it up the right wing board. Got to be selfish sometimes.
Oh, you have to. You know, a guy like Letang on the power play, learn to shoot the puck, you get rewarded. Magna, he got rewarded with his first point this season on the Malkin goal, but yeah, he's in prime territory there right from the hash mark.
Here's Ruutu after it, but Fleury took it away, and he freezes it against the side of the goal cage.
Well, the Penguins are up by 1 here. What a pass by Como to Malkin. Look at the crowd.
Time to pop open a cold one, and then remember that we will be bringing you Miller Time later in the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Face-off coming up to the left of Marc-Andre Fleury. 12:26 to go in the third period, and the Penguins finally on the board as Evgeny Malkin was able to dish one underneath the goaltender Schneider, his 12th of the season. The difference in the game right now.
Well, Scotty Gomez in his first game for the Devils signed yesterday to a two-way contract, and Elias started the game. He's not in it. Yager started playing with Gomez. They had a little bit of something going back and forth, but Gomez now on the ice with Brunner and Ruutu against the Crosby unit as the Penguins ice the puck.
The combined age of Elias Yager and Gomez, that line, 113 years. Yager 42, Elias 38, and Gomez is 34. He's still got a long way to go yet. Gomez, he's just a spring chicken compared to those two guys.
From Anchorage, Alaska, Gomez winning the draw.
To the point, a slap shot by Jelena blocked, and he gets it back and just wrists it down low. Gomez works it up top, and it's not handled cleanly by Zidlichky, and Crosby going after Zidlichky, who turns away from Sid and moves it out to Gomez. It's so easy to spot Gomez on the ice with that low skating style that he has. Drops it off. Zidlichky's shot is stopped by Fleury. Ruutu to the rebound. Back to Zidlichky again. Now to Jelena. They're working the points, and intentionally wide by Jelena, but it comes right to Crosby, and he works it back in front of the net, where the Penguins will start from their own zone. Martin sends it ahead to center, and it's dumped in now by Hornquist. Hard around to where Andrew Ebbett can handle it. Sutter comes on the ice with fresh legs, trying to get after it. Green sent it up the wall to Zidlichky, and out the Devils come. It's Camilleri taking the pass, working at right wing for Henrique. And now Olli Mata trying to get it out of his own zone. And we get a high stick on the puck, drawing the whistle here.
Well, Spalling's been playing on 3 different lines, and tonight he got hit right in the mouth here as the puck went down to Snyder at the end of that second period, and he came off the ice and spit his teeth out, Staggy. Some of his lower teeth. Spalling may be missing. I'm not sure if they were picked up for a future date. I'm not sure what the dentist could do, but just part of the game, going to that net.
Shot from the point, sails wide. Severson letting it go, now to the corner.
9 shots for the Devils defense in this game. Only 1 shot from the Penguins defense here tonight.
Devils have done a decent job of establishing some zone time. They're able to get the puck to the point for shots. Now Scuderi for Dupre. Simon Dupre winds it up the boards for Ebbett. It's going to come to Severson. Another shot by the defense. This one high and off the glass and up into the netting. And another face-off coming up. Scotty Gomez. Interesting story. Taken back in, he was pretty amazing player early in his career, and he had that big year, 33 goals in 05-06. First round pick, 27th overall in 98. He is of Mexican descent, but he's from Alaska.
Yeah, he won the Calder in 2000. He led the National Hockey League in assists in 03-04. Guy's got some game. Let's add Giunta to the mix for the Devils. He's out of the lineup as well here. So they are really short-handed, the Devils, and they might lose a couple more players than this.
Who's in the middle of all this? Is that Gino?
Malkin again.
Yeah, see, I thought it was Gino. So maybe somebody came after him, and that may have been a little bit of retribution there for the hit on Yager.
Henrique's in there, I believe.
Yes, he is.
And Mata just bowled over another Devil. Now Gino in the middle of it again, as he's got his chain that was ripped off from around his neck. And we've seen that before, as well as a scratch in the face for Evgeny Malkin, a little burn there on his left cheek. I'll show you how this started. Here's Jelena with a shot to Como, and Malkin with a shot back, and then the Devils have had enough because they got enough bodies sitting in the dressing room right now. And they're kind of sick of it. So Henrique with a little fight back on Malkin. And he ripped the chain off from around his neck.
So Henrique and Bernier sit down in the box.
So take a look at the bench now, and there's not a lot of players available right now for Peter DeBoer. He's got to try to shuffle things with only 10:39 left in the third period.
Yager, Elias, Gianta. Now Henrique and Bernier in the box.
And we're going to play 5-on-5 hockey as Dvorsky gives the signal to both benches. Penguins had a tight 1-goal game in Carolina, and they just played safe hockey. They didn't try to build on their lead. They stacked up the middle of the ice between the blue lines, and they're fighting hard to preserve this 1-goal lead here.
Roughing penalties to everybody.
Well, Evgeny Malkin really started playing a little more physical and with a little more desire, I think, in his game in Toronto. When Hornquist was tagged by Dion Phaneuf, Malkin jumped in, and I think the boys really rallied around that. And you see again tonight, the guys really sticking together over really a good stretch of hockey games for the Pittsburgh Penguins, and it's really good to see. That's team building. That'll prove big in the playoffs for Mike Johnston and his hockey team. And he's got he loves that kind of stuff. Loves when the guys stick together.
Face-off controlled near side by Jelena. He'll wrist it to the corner. A reverse hit there by Ruutu on Paul Martin, who then cross-checks him to the ice. No penalty call. Back around it goes, and Zalitsky works his way down the wall. Bortuzzo tried to get it out. Side of the net, Gomez centered. It's in the feet of Zalitsky and taken down by Andrew Ebbiter. Lifted it off the glass. Brunner tries to keep it deep. Now works it left side for Jelena. Takes a look, lets it go, intentionally wide again. And now Bortuzzo over to the puck. He backhands it up, and Downey tries to get it out. And it does come to center ice. Halfway through the third period, the Penguins won, and the Devils nothing. It's Downey with it, and he will dump it to the net where Schneider corrals it, and he has to freeze it. Now he moves it along. And the Devils will start out. 2-2 works at the center now to Josefson. Josefson pulls up. He has Zubris going to the net. He looked for a redirect from Zubris and went right by his stick on net. And Fleury made the stick save. 2-2 centers off the stick of Josefson. Penguins can't get it out. 2-2 held it in. Shoots at sharp angle, and it goes right through the goal mouth. Near side is taken by Josefson again. He'll send it around. Spalling racing over. Got there ahead of Larson. Couldn't get it out, but helping out is Scuderi behind the net for Dupre. And the Penguins find the evacuation route to center ice. And here's Hornquist, and he will slide it inside the Devil line. Taken now by Dupre, and he will dump it off the glass into the Devil zone. Both teams change. Severson back behind his own net. Larson sent it up the wall for Camilleri. He left it for Brunner. Falling down was Como. Brunner against Martin. Shoots it down low. Fleury kicks it out. Megna right there for the rebound. Trying to steer it out of his own zone now. Kicking the puck to protect it along the wall. And it comes to Brunner on the right wing boards. Again, Megna is able to get a skate on that puck and kick it free, and the Penguins start back. Andrew Ebbett with Como driving down the middle. He tried to get it to him, but it's broken up by the Devils, and they quickly counter. It's Gomez coming to center into the Penguin zone. Good gap there, though, by the Penguin defense. Now following on is Green to the slot. And Green in front. As he took a centering pass from Camilleri, he fanned on an attempt to steer it behind Fleury. We get an offside call on the New Jersey Devils.
A real good opportunity there for the Devils. Camilleri tried to hit Bruner on the doorstep and didn't work.
On the latest edition of In the Room, the players and coaches share their excitement over the team's third jersey. Sid is mic'd up for the Jersey's debut in a game against the Flyers and much more. In the Room is tonight after postgame on Root Sports. But what a month of November it was for the Penguins, going 10-3-1 in 14 games. Just a fantastic month. They enjoyed the lead for 693 minutes and 39 seconds of 858.25 seconds of hockey played in November. And there's the number there at the bottom I was mentioning. That's how long they held the lead during the month. And they were on the road a lot. The Penguins were on the road 19 days, including days that they would travel to another city before the game. It was just a phenomenal performance by those players to help the Penguins to a great month. One of the best in the history of the franchise. Now here's Simon Dupre with it behind the net, and he'll send it up the near wall. And cleared all the way down to the Devils' zone. Back to get it Zidlichki, no icing on the play. And now it's going to be held in by Scuderi, but blocked down by Josephson, who just flicked it back up into the Penguin zone, and Dupre goes back to play it for Pittsburgh. Wheels it around the arm to Sidney Crosby. Back across now to Dupre. Out now to Spalling, who steers it into Jersey ice. Schneider does a good job to turn his back on the forechecker Hornquist and play the puck along for Jelena, whose lead pass is tipped by Camilleri to Henrique. This shot blocked down by Ehrhoff, but held in now by Severson to Bruner, and his shot is blocked, and it comes right to Green. Green with a wrister, and that one floats to the glove of Fleury, and he'll hold on to it for a face-off in the Penguins zone.
Been some big hits in this hockey game. Bortuzzo's got 6, and Zach Sill, he's got 3 hits in the hockey game. Matt Green takes a big hit from Zach Sill, our Subway sandwich of the game. And for the Pittsburgh Penguins, we should mention that Scott Wilson was called up today with some of the injuries to Kunitz specifically, Staggy, and as Fleury makes the save, Scott Wilson got in 7 shifts in the hockey game, and he's not on the Penguin bench either.
Well, he's injured, and it's too bad because we're looking forward to seeing him perform in his first NHL game. His first game cut short. By the way, the Devils, after the Penguins had spent all that time on the road, are in a stretch of 7 of 8 games on the road right now.
I think I should have said Andy Green if I said another Green. On the hit, the Subway sandwich of the game.
Another icing call against the Penguins. Bob Airy down there for what turned into a little bit of a contentious battle there in the second period, thanks to Robert Bortuzzo stirring the pot again.
Yeah,
Bob.
he doesn't stop, Staggy. It doesn't matter. He's not going to stop for anybody. His opportunity is in the National Hockey League. It's clearing the front of the net and making big body checks. And, you know, hey, take notice. Take notice, National Hockey League. He's not going to go anywhere. So he doesn't want to be a healthy scratch when he's in the lineup. He wants to be effective, and he's put a big stamp on this hockey game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I mean, he's knocked out the leading scorer, Jaromir Jagr, out of this hockey game. So that's a big advantage for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
One thing I think all teams love to have is that defenseman who can zero in on the top player on the other side and make his life miserable during the course of the night. We've certainly seen that happen to the Penguin Stars over the years. Guys like Dion Phaneuf torturing Sidney Crosby throughout the course of a hockey game. Here's Zidlichki with it now deep in his own zone. Of course, Bortuzzo could become that guy. That would make him even more valuable.
Well, how about the goal he scored in Carolina last game? So he's bringing it from both ends right now.
6:42 to go in this one. The Penguins nursing this 1-0 lead. And here's Bortuzzo with a bit of a lane. And he smartly just pulls up and distributes the puck to the corner. Severson is there to leave it down for Jordan Tootoo. His pass up the wing out of the reach of Zubris and fired right back to the net by Bortuzzo. Schneider having to make a save. And now Tootoo again. Into the middle now for Dinas Zubris. Zubris with power coming into the Penguin zone. Drops it off. Larson's shot. And right in front of the net was Zubris again as he tried to deflect it. But it didn't go where he wanted it to go. And it almost did steer one in behind Fleury there. That was a good opportunity for the Devils. Now Fleury behind the net. Over to Paul Martin. And up the wall now for Dupre. Simon Dupre. Calmly pushes it up into the Devil zone. Downey getting in after it, but it'll be handled down by the Devil defense. Long lead pass from Green off a stick into the Penguin zone. Scuderi back to get it. Reverses it up the wall for Spalling. Back down into the corner. Camilleri. Scuderi with it. 5:37 to go. Harold over to play it on the right wing boards. Back to the corner looking for Bernier. Now Camilleri had it poked away. Good defensive zone coverage by the Penguins. Not letting the Devils get to the middle of the ice. And now Spaulding brings it back into the Penguin zone. He's hit as he comes down the right wing boards by Andy Green. To the corner. Crosby will hunt the puck to the corner now. Sidney Crosby turns up high. Over to Mata, the one-timer, and it took off and was blocked down by Henrique, who springs a man up the right wing. It's Camilleri. Watch out. Brunner's going to the net. And getting back to knock it away from him. Christian Ehrhoff coolly knocking it out of midair and out of danger. Ehrhoff after the puck again on the near side, and he just clicks it off the boards so that it bounces up into the Devils zone.
Well, it looked like a 2-on-1. It wasn't a 2-on-1 for long. Ehrhoff plus 14.
Como steals. Como to Magna to Malkin. Big save by Schneider. And Evgeny Malkin, who went to the net on a tic-tac-toe play. Malkin centers again for Magna. Just has to reach for the puck to get a hold of it. Back to the front of the net. Como a shot. Schneider makes the save and corrals the puck. And then Zalipsky and Jelena and Malkin throw gloves at one another.
Malkin reaching in there with the stick as Schneider had frozen that puck with his glove down by his skate. I'm not sure if Malkin was able to finish off that feed, that cross-crease feed. He looked like he may have fanned on it. I'm not quite sure if Schneider was able to make a right pad save or not, Steggy.
Neither am I.
From your backside. But I'll tell you, Malkin's in the middle of everything right now. And the other side of things, Ehrhoff plus 14 to lead the Pens. Now, Sidney Crosby arguing a penalty right now to Evgeny Malkin after this play by Magna to Malkin, tried to shove it to the net. Didn't get quite enough of it, hit the side of the net. Schneider was there with his pad anyway, and then the puck got down here. Malkin played the puck late after it was frozen by Schneider, and a couple of shots into the face of a couple of New Jersey Devils gets Malkin in the box, and he was arguing when he was in there, and I believe he got an extra 10, guys. So a 2 and 10, and Downey's going to have to serve the 2.
Wow.
Malkin's done for the night. And that's not good. If you need him in overtime, he's not available.
So now the Devils with a chance to tie the game with a man advantage. A big penalty killing situation for Pittsburgh. Severson shoots it to the corner. Mata gloves it down. Works it ahead now for Craig Adams. Adams back for Mata. Henrique is there. Mata and Adams team up on him to try to get it away from him. It comes to Severson. There's Adams again with a good stick, forcing a turnover, and another opportunity for Sutter as a result. Adams goes towards the net. Sutter couldn't get on the puck. Diving defensive play by Severson broke it up.
Good.
And now a cross-ice pass and a one-timer by Camilleri goes off the heel of the stick and sails over the net, and the Penguins clear. Boy, Bob, how about the times that Adams has pried pucks free for Sutter shorthanded? He's done it like 2 or 3 times in this game.
That was another good opportunity, and it wasn't a pass there. Sutter should have taken that puck right to the net again.
Here goes Gomez with speed, attacking into the Penguin zone. Goes across the ice. Camilleri to Severson. Not in his wheelhouse. He had to kick it over to shoot it, and it comes to the corner to Camilleri. Camilleri back to Severson. Now to Jelena. Severson. Left side. Camilleri a shot. Flurry to save. Rebound. Squirts behind the net. Scuderi coolly skates it out of danger and backhands it up into New Jersey ice. 44 seconds to go on the penalty. Served by Steve Downey. Here come the Devils now on the power play. They're 0 for 3. Penguins penalty killing has been outstanding. They've created some chances shorthanded too. Now it's going to be dumped in by Sill, and he's going to get in after it against Jelena. 19 seconds left on the penalty kill. Sill again causing havoc in the Devils zone. He did this earlier in the game, keeping the Devils from getting entrapped in their own end. Ruutu with it. Dishes it off to Jelena. Time ticking away here on New Jersey. Maybe one more rush if they can get through center. Ruutu, though, can't take the pass. It's off his skate, and the Penguins counter. Crosby trying to drag it to the net. Stopped by Schneider, and he was upended there, and he wanted a penalty. Didn't get one, and the Devils don't freeze the puck either. There was no whistle on the play. Runner ahead to Henrique. He looks for Zidlitsky going to the goal, and he shot it wide. Taken now on the near wing by Downey as he turned it back to center. It was handled by Brunner of the Devils, and he'll dump it right back into the Penguin zone. 2:11 to go. And here's Ole Mata. Moves it up the left wing. Spaulding gives ground and hands it off to Christian Ehrhoff. He's got some ice to work with, and he'll take it. He goes to Como, who shoots it long. Schneider will corral the puck and stop play.
Great penalty kill for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Killing off the minor penalty to Malkin. Then Sidney Crosby comes on the ice, tries to split the D, sticks all over him. Schneider makes the save. Oh, wow, that was tricky. I don't know what you call that move. A little inside, outside, inside, flicking the puck up, and Crosby looking up. Can't believe that one of those sticks on him was not a penalty.
Battle for the puck on the near wall. The Penguins have only 20 power play opportunities in the last 10 games coming into this one. And they've had 2 tonight. That's about their average. They just said 20 in the last 10. So that's what they're getting now after they had a ton of them in the 54 in the first 13 games. They were averaging 4. Now they're averaging 2.
Well, the first goal, a big one in this one. Only 2 shots from the Penguins D.
Here's Como into the Devils zone. Como pulls the trigger, and Schneider shrugs that one away. Here goes Brunner.
And there goes Schneider, I believe. Yep.
He's going to the bench. Runner down the wing, shot it. Hit Paul Martin and sailed up into the netting in the near corner.
Well, we'll see if the Devils use their timeout. They're going to get an offensive zone face-off. Corey Schneider on the bench. He's had a tremendous effort in the hockey game, beaten only by Malkin.
The Devils are among 4 Metropolitan Division teams that are currently in the bottom 6 of the NHL standings overall. Columbus, the Flyers, and the Devils.
And the Devils do call their timeout here, Staggy, so they're going to draw something up.
Take a look at our Miller Lite moment. And that was the goal by Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah, that's a heck of a feed. Driving the net was Malkin to receive that pass from Como. And that was right after Zubris had hit the goalpost. So Gary Agnew working with the defense and Mike Johnson on the right. Empty net. You saw Mike Foligno, the assistant coach of the Devils, was drawing something up offensively for the Devils side of things. Big face-off here. Penguins, Crosby, 10-4 after 2 periods in that face-off circle.
Extra attacker on for the New Jersey Devils. Big face-off chance here. Adam Henrique will take it against Sidney Crosby to the left of Fleury. Crosby won the draw to Paul Martin. Off the wall it comes as Bortuzzo pushed it up the side boards, but it's sent right back down behind the net. Camilleri looked in front for Henrique. Henrique gets to the puck to the near side of Gomez. Up top now is Zidlitsky shooting. He was looking for a redirect and hit the skate of Henrique, and then Jelena shot blocked by Hornquist, and it goes out of play, and there'll be a face-off in the Penguin zone.
Robert Bortuzzo, the right-handed defenseman who's been so physical in the game, was out there, Staggy, in that final minute. He'll get pulled off now for Mata and Ehrhoff, but after the timeout, they put Bortuzzo there because the face-off was to the left of Fleury, and he can wrap it around on his right-handed forehand side. Now they got Ehrhoff on the board side, a left-hand shooter.
Jelena to the right side, and Zidlitsky down the wall for Camilleri, stolen away by Crosby. He looked for Hornquist, empty net down to our right. Sutter tried to shoot it that way. Now Hornquist getting after it, but it's going to be handled by Zidlitsky, who dishes it back to the corner. Maybe one more rush for New Jersey, unless the Penguins can take it away from them at center ice. The Devils get the center ice area, and they can't dump it deep, and it's going to be an offside call on the Devils with 25.1 to go.
Good job by the Penguins defense to stand Gomez up at that blue line. He was looking, zigging and zagging, looking for the blue line. And Ehrhoff and Mata using that great stick work. You know, one veteran in Ehrhoff, one youngster in Mata.
The Devils have been outshot in 18 of 24 games this year, but tonight it's the Devils out shooting the Penguins 28-23 to this point, trailing 1-0, and the long shot by Severson, blocking away by Fleury. The Devils look to get a couple of more shots here before the horn. They're in the Penguin zone. Over to get it is Severson at the right point. 9 seconds to go. Jelena with a wrist shot. Oh, and that's deflected and blocked away to the corner. Now Gomez sends it back around for Camilleri. 1 second left. Time ticks down. Penguins win. Marc-Andre Fleury with his league-leading 5th shutout of the season, the 33rd of his career. And he defeats the Devils tonight 1-0, and he's our McDonald's player of the game.
Well, he made 29 saves. And Marc-Andre Fleury was really good with the glove hand in this hockey game. Great killing penalties.
Thought he did a good job tonight handling the puck too, Bob. He was pretty good at coming back there and smartly moving the puck out from behind the net.
Yep, and when you don't notice it, you know he's doing a good job. And there's the captain, Sidney Crosby. He sucked it up. He didn't take the morning skate. They were without Kunitz in the hockey game, no Letang, and they got it done.
Robin Jay, it's all yours.
All right, guys, thanks very much. And Jay, you thought it would take some patience and finally a chance to break through, and they get that breakthrough, the Evgeny Malkin goal.
Right, you know, it was a great, we're going to look at that later on too. It started in the defensive zone, and they each had, it'll show you too what Jersey does a little bit. They're smothering at times, but Pittsburgh takes talent, skill, a great play by Magna, Como, also Ehrhoff is included that, but for Malkin to finish off is a great job and a big win.
After a great month of November, the Penguins begin December with a victory, the first of 3 consecutive games here at Consol Energy Center. The Penguins and the Evgeny Malkin goal defeat the New Jersey Devils by a score of 1-0. Highlights from around the league. And of course from this game as well, post-game reaction, Jay's Telestration, and much more coming up next on Penguins Post Game.